again, a lot of us, we thought that Leipzig were going to perform a lot better, and they got caught in the headlights. Rangers versus Leipzig. It's going to be an unbelievable atmosphere at Ibrox. Rangers are plus 250 and double chance at minus 135. Remember, the draw does suit the away side, but I think also the away side are better playing away from home and on the counter, because Rangers are 1-0 down from the first leg. Leipzig minus half a goal at plus 105. Which is strange, because you can get money line at plus 100, but for them to win the game, they've got to be minus half. So don't do the money line at plus 100, do the plus 105.
A mistake. It's a problem.
No. I've seen it on loads of books like that, Alex.
Okay.
Loads of books, yeah. I mean, it is a mistake, but it is actually factual lines. Over 2.5 goals at minus 125, I can see that. I think Leipzig don't complicate it. The minus half a goal at plus 105 is the way to go. Draw, plus 280. Both teams to score and over. I see Leipzig scoring twice at plus 110. Roman, you can go first here, because this is going to be an unbelievable atmosphere. But neither of these sides are really gone for it and said, okay, this is an opportunity that we don't always get. Some of them, it's their first ever European semi-final occasions. And they were like rabbits in headlights. They were like so scared to make a mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was a bit disappointed by that game, honestly, because having those two sides on the field, I expected more offensive outcome, maybe we could say. Leipzig did try more. We could clearly see that Rangers were focused on not conceding, on defending as well as possible. In the second half, they did push a bit more. They did generate a few opportunities, but still Rangers were really focused, on conceding as few goals possible. In the end, they did get a bit unlucky with that superb goal from Angelino. That volley was fantastic, and I think Leipzig did deserve it. And Nkunku had a couple of really good opportunities to go ahead. And I guess Leipzig must have left that game a bit disappointed, not having scored at least one more goal. And in the second leg, of course, it's a similar situation where Rangers have to push. The good thing is that they do have the support of the fans, as you said. It's going to be a lot of pressure there. They're going to be supporting, and we know how those fans are really lively and active during the whole game. And at the same time, I think that's a positive for Leipzig, the fact that Rangers have to go forward, because again, they're going to have a lot of space to move at the back of the defense. We know that Leipzig is a very, very dangerous side when they get those spaces, when they have the capacity and time to move the ball. So honestly, I mean, we could expect goals again in this one. I do think that at the end of the day, Leipzig should take the win, although they did disappoint, as I said before, in that first leg. And it's true that in the Bundesliga, they're not performing so well. But it kind of feels like, I think we mentioned this last week, whether they were going to go all in for the Europa League or try and focus on both on the Bundesliga and the Europa League, and see if through any of those ways they could qualify to the Champions League. But it seems like Europa League is their best bet at the moment, and honestly, they're going to do whatever it takes, to take that win. So I still think they're the favourites to win this match.
I like Leipzig and over 2.5 as well, by the way, Alex. I've got to be with Leipzig all the way here, just because, as bad as Leipzig were, and I say bad, they were almost like a boxer, a heavyweight boxer, who could have punched and knocked them out early. And when they didn't, they got a bit digi and like, oh, hang on a minute, we got to be careful here, because we could get knocked out here by being by far the better boxer. So I've gone like that. I've looked at Leipzig and over 2.5 at plus 200. I also think there's over 2.5 goals in the game, and I also like the away side being a plus 105.
And the away side to score at least 2 goals
twice.
On the road at
plus 110.
Yeah.
Do we think if they score twice, Alex, they win the game?
Probably, yeah. But let's not forget that also this Rangers team in the entire Europa League campaign this season, they scored at least twice at home in every match, minus I think that in the group stages against Lyon. But in the knockout stages, they scored 3 against Braga. They scored 3 against Red Star. They scored 2 against Dortmund. At home, I'm talking about home. Yes, in the first leg, what they did is they were happy with the goalless draw, given their home record, because they knew that once they are going back at Ibrox, with that great atmosphere in the stands and the fans pushing them from the back, so they seated the ball, 10 men behind the ball and all that, It's very hard even for a team with a creativity like Leipzig to open up a lot of spaces when you have 10 men on two lines, defending for the entire 90 minutes. But in this reverse match, they will be forced to take more risks in this return leg, and that will play in Leipzig favor, given that their away form under Tedesco has been brilliant, given their amazing pace. They are one of the best teams on the break, at least in Bundesliga, if not in Europe. I think that they are top 5, 6 in Europe on the break. They are absolutely deadly on the break. So this is why you should expect them to score twice, because once Rangers will start to open up, that's it. They should kill the game. RB Leipzig should kill the game from the first half. So you should even think RB Leipzig to score at least one goal in the first half if you have lines for that,
Yeah, I mean, you can go with the alternate lines, but how about some of this, Alex? Okay, first of all, Nkunku is plus 150 to score at any time, and the game should be set up just to favour him. Okay, Leipzig to win and both teams
crazy.
Yeah,
some crazy chances.
Exactly, but I'm not worried about players when they miss chances. I'm worried about when players don't get chances.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm never worried about players missing. When I was a player, just keep going in there. Just keep going in there. It'll come in off your knee. You'll miss side foots from 6 yards, and then one day someone will cross it. You'll mishead it. It will hit the shoulder and go in. So don't even worry about things like that. There's quite a few here, and they're loving it in the chat. Leipzig and both teams to score is plus 275. Okay, that's like unbelievable, because we all see this being 2-1, 3-1. Leipzig and over 2.5 is plus 200. Leipzig to score twice is plus 110. Now we're not like we're not hammering Rangers here, but we're just saying that with Rangers having to play in a certain way, Leipzig should be better favourites than like plus 110 to score.
And on top of that, Flash, don't forget that the Colombian striker Alfredo Morelos is missing. Also, there are doubts about the availability of Aaron Ramsey and the Jamaican international Kemar Roof. So I think that the firepower that Rangers, I've seen some 10 minutes video from their match against Celtic. By the way, it's very important to say that the European football governing body has announced that Russian teams will be not allowed to participate in next season Champions League, Europa League, and so on. So the winners of the Scottish Premier League will play directly in the group stages of the Champions League, which is bad for Rangers because they are trailing Celtic, and I don't think that they will leapfrog them till the end of the season. But last season, when they finished the season undefeated, they had to play qualifications in the Champions League. They were beaten by Malmo, and they went to the Europa League group stages. See how life brings you sometime, nothing is in your favor. So right now, Rangers will watch Celtic play directly in the Champions League. This is why Rangers will put all their effort to go all the way in this competition. Of course,
and listen, the crowd will be absolutely bonkers, and that will play into Leipzig's hand as well, because Rangers, every time they get the ball, they'll be like just cheering. They'll be on the edge of their seats, like with the noise.
Yeah.
And then I'll tell you what this is going to be a little bit like. And Roman, you may be able to sympathize with this or identify with this. Is I see this game like Barcelona versus Frankfurt. Barcelona at home, expected to go and do the job, and the crowd getting behind them, bombing forward, and then the other team hitting you on the break. So, I mean, like, everything points to Leipzig, to be honest. Would you agree?
I mean, similar, except for the fact that in that game, I think Barca didn't have the fans behind. It was more Frankfurt, to be honest. But the concept, I do agree with you. I do think that Leipzig are extremely dangerous, as we're saying, offensively, and with those spaces that they're going to have at some point for sure. Because I mean, Rangers have to get the goal. It's just so risky, you know. So as you said before, Nkunku scoring at any time is also, I think, a valid one to go for, because I mean he did have some really good chances in a game where Rangers were way more closed down than they will be in this next match. So he's going to have more spaces, more opportunities, and I think that in that sense is very dangerous. And the money line for Leipzig yesterday, when I looked, was minus 105, so it's been going up. So I think that's favorable for us, for those who think that Leipzig have a good opportunity, and you can make the most of this value, I think.
Okay, before we go to the official picks, let's do the same as we did for the last game. Okay, the corners line is set at 10. Are we thinking that may be a little bit high, but it's not 10.5, so we are going to get a push if there's 10. And Rangers are the dog here, so they're getting plus half a goal at minus 115. I mean, I thought this would be a pick-em because Leipzig minus half is minus 125. Alex, corners?
I think that Rangers must go all in, and I think that I favor Rangers to have more corners. And I'm also thinking about cards, that we'll see cards in this one.
But the cards you could play maybe live, because you could see this getting a bit out of hand when the frustrations start if Rangers go behind?
Yeah, also that. Yeah, true.
Roman, what do you like? Do you think that 10 is always that magic number when it comes to corners, especially when two sides have got to go for it? Remember, this is only 1-0 to the visitors.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. It's clear that Rangers are going to have to push. They're going to be, I think, quite a lot of crosses. Opportunities are going to be generated. It's worth going for, I think.
Okay, let's have a little look at the official picks. And while it's spinning over, I'll say Foxy. He loves being contrarian, Foxy. He's like that. Rangers fans will be the 12th man and pull off the impossible. Yeah, it's not. You cannot rule it out, and you will get great value. Okay, Leipzig moneyline plus 100. Remember, if you go with betus.com, it's minus half a goal at plus 105. Both teams to score an over. For me, 2.5 at plus 105, and both teams to score an over. But we also like Nkunku at plus 150 to score anytime, Leipzig, and both teams to score in the game at plus 275. Leipzig to score twice at plus 110. Leipzig and over 2.5 goals in the game at plus 200. Go on, Alex.
And Leipzig to score in the first half at minus 108.
Yeah, exactly. But that's Mitch.
No, I said it earlier. I said it earlier that Leipzig should score at least one goal in the first half, and Mitch found the odds for that.
Yeah. Okay.